Hi guys, it's Alissa from Planet Alissa, and Autumn is here with me, as she likes to be, for this week's What I Sold on Etsy report. I put out these videos every week showing the different vintage items that I am selling in my vintage Etsy shop, Planet Alissa, and I also tell you how much the items are selling for. Sorry, I'm distracted by the cattail. This week, sales were pretty good on Etsy between September 26th and October 2nd. I sold 12 items for a total of $216. Now that figure, the prices that I'm going to show you that each item sold for, does not represent any fees that are paid by the buyer to have the item shipped to them, or any fees that I paid to Etsy or fees I paid to purchase the item. Also getting this video out a little bit early, only because it's rummage sale season, and I was at a rummage sale this morning, and I'll be at another one tomorrow. I'm actually working on a video, on a rummage sale video, to kind of give you a feel for what rummage sales are like and what you can expect if you haven't gone to one before. You're missing out if you haven't. And let's take a look at what sold this week. First up this week we have this Souvenir Tambourine, which sold for $12. I picked this up at a big rummage sale. In fact, it was almost exactly a year ago, because I'm going back to that rummage sale tomorrow. Funny story about this is when I bought it, when I brought it up to the lady who was checking me out to pay, she goes, "Oh cool, you found a banjo." And she was holding the tambourine when she said it. I didn't want to correct her because that would be mean, but yeah, it's not really a banjo, it's a tambourine. This A&P tray sold for $10. A&P, for those of you who don't know, is a grocery store chain. They're mostly, or maybe only, in New Jersey. Anyway, this is a sort of commemorative tray that has a vintage picture of an old A&P wagon on it. And I believe I picked this up in a thrift store. Picked this vintage Lotto game, it's very similar to Bingo, up at a garage sale, and this game sold for $25. Well, as I said in a previous video, I did still have a few more aprons left, although now I have one less. This apron sold for $12, and I picked this up at a church rummage sale. The person who bought this apron also bought the next two items that you're going to see, and that's always a good reminder that the more items you have, the more items you can sell. Someone might come to your shop looking for one particular thing and see a couple of other things that they like. And that's one reason you also want to make sure that you have combined shipping prices on your items. So that means that that second column, shipped with another item. You want to put a lower price there, especially if it's something small. You might want to just put $0 and make it free to ship with another item. This vintage brass cricket box also sold for $12. I picked this up at something they called a vintage fair. It was combined with an apple festival at a historic farm near here. And as it happens, my mom was up visiting for the weekend, and so I took her with me and I made her do work with me. But we had a good time. And the third item that same buyer bought was this small vintage flour sack, which sold for $8. And this is something that I had a combined shipping of $0 for, because it's not going to cost that much extra to put a flour sack in with the apron and cricket box. And as it happens, the person that bought this bear mask also bought the next item you're going to see. I sold this mask for $15, and I also picked it up at that rummage sale where I got that tambourine / banjo. Halloween is coming up, so everybody's got to get their spooky gear. And these are cute Hallmark cards, punch-out paperboard Christmas decorations with cute little woodland animals on it. This is a whole booklet of these decorations, which I sold for $6, and I believe I picked these up at a church rummage sale. This vintage Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head set sold for $20. I picked it up at a barn sale. This is one of the older sets that was designed to be used with actual potatoes or other fruits and vegetables. It is in the original box. It looks pretty nice, but the set is not in perfect condition. There were some broken pieces and some missing pieces, so $20 was a fair price for it. If it was in better condition, it probably would have gone for a little bit more. My biggest sale of the week was this mobile, which sold for $50. It's a Odagiri brand. Odagiri, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a Japanese company. So this is actually a new old stock item. Can't quite tell from this picture, but this mobile was never taken out of the box or hung up, so it's perfect, pristine condition. I picked it up at a thrift store. This is a pair of older poetry books which sold for $40. These date from the 1880s. They have, as you can see in the picture, these beautiful ornate covers, and they're in surprisingly nice condition for their age. I picked these up at an estate sale. And finally this week, another Scottish souvenir handkerchief. Also sold this one for $6 and also inherited this one from my grandmother, just like the one I showed you last week. It has a saying on it, a Scottish saying on it, and is in nice condition. Thank you everyone for watching. I will be back next week with another What I Sold on Etsy report, and I will also, as I said, be getting a rummage sale video out hopefully early next week. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like or comment or subscribe to my channel. Okay, have a great week and happy selling everyone!